Although the one thing I'll say is I feel like if this had actually been the original release, right, we wouldn't have gotten Aquaman the film yet. And so I feel like that song would have been setting up that film more than it seems really over the top here.
Fit the movie at all. That's the weird part is the music choices, if they're not instrumental, do not work. And it's hard to call that out, but trying to create a moment. But
this got a new score, right?
Yep. Yeah. Junkie XL came back to redo the score. Look,
the Green Lantern was Elon Gar.
Okay, so that was somebody.
But he's actually from the history. He's actually in the comic books.
Okay.
In the last Justice League, Danny Elfman did the soundtrack. So this is a whole different.
This is like completely new. That's what I thought because I saw the name pop up.
I'll say this much: give me Danny Elfman. I got the soundtrack for the original Justice League on vinyl, so give me Danny Elfman over.
I love Danny Elfman. I don't think he fits Snyder's movie.
Right.
I'm gonna stay quiet.
I was very impressed with this score because it felt I like Elfman, but my complaint about the last score was the way that it really doubles down on using the leitmotifs for each character. Yeah. And here I felt it was much more subtle. Mm-hmm. It was much more subtle, right?
Except for Wonder Woman. Which I'll concede that point. Every time Wonder Woman or an Amazonian was on screen, because I was watching with the closed captions, you see that ancient lament.
Yes.
And I was like, like this is the drinking game. Like if you want to do a drinking game to the Justice League, every time you hear that ancient lament Wonder Woman theme beginning, you take a shot. And then you die after 4 hours.
Yeah.
And slow-mo.
Oh my god, yes.
There's so much slow-mo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And here's what I'll say this because I agree. There's a lot of slow motion.
Do you think there is an hour's worth of slow motion?
Oh, for sure. More. Probably.
Wow.
Yes.
I want to see the person who cuts that and just puts all the slow motion and makes a movie. If I could get a digital copy, I would do it.
Yeah. I'm sure we can find one.
Wink, wink.
He's at Nightcrawler 13 on Twitter.
Real quick.
Nope. Clay Harrison on Twitter.
Younger, the Green Lantern. Actually, his history is what helped create the Starheart. Alan Scott's power for becoming a Green Lantern.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And when we were doing the breakdown, I think I did a reaction with my buddy Austin for the last trailer that we got for this movie. We talked about how much longer they focus on the Green Lantern in this version of the flashback than in the previous one.
I love that.
Yeah.
In the other one, it was like a quick thing. Like you saw the Green Lantern takes, and they even redid the outfit. Like the costume is a lot more era appropriate, I guess, for the time they were fighting.
Right. Okay.
You get to see a lot more of the
dudes in space.
Well, you got to dress for the job you want. So maybe he wanted to be Earth's protector.
Maybe he wanted to be an Amazonian. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah. I guess we don't know what the alien gender is. So, so as far as the slow mo,
almost stay quiet.
I will completely agree. There's a lot, and I don't think that every part that is slow mo needs it. Some scenes definitely benefit from it, like the football scene. I love any football scenes. I love any football scene in slow motion in movies.
Look at it like this. You have a situation where you have two superheroes. I'm going to say three. You have Superman, you have Flash, you have Wonder Woman that move so fast that you use the slow motion for the action scenes with them only. Because as you add more, it confuses the purpose of the shot.
Does Aquaman also move really fast? Because he took
when swimming
5 minutes to get back to the pier, and then
he walked that pier in slow motion so the song could finish.
and the waves move in slow motion
to finish his bottle of scotch, throw it on the ground, and then the waves hit him. I also kept track.
He takes his shirt off.
He lost about 3 pieces of clothing in this movie because he takes off his top every time he goes back in the water. I don't know why.
I mean, that's just weight. is all. I get that. I get
it. If I look
except
like
Why does he wear a shirt?
If I look
why
like
does he
Jason
wear
Momoa,
pants? Take the pants off, man.
That's Namor. You're thinking of Namor.
Well,
but
I mean,
if I look like Jason Momoa, I would find any excuse. Yeah,
He would have been better as Namor.
Any excuse to take off my shirt if I look like Jason Momoa. You know, like or Henry Cavill, or even Ben Affleck in this movie.
Ben Affleck, I'll say this: Ben Affleck looked really good in this fucking film, especially at the end of the epilogue.
So
he looked
massive.
Oh, not even massive. Just he looked hot. Like I'll be straight up blunt. I think like they actually made him like he looks better than he did 20 years ago.
all right, so I love
Batman in this. I love Ben Affleck in it.
Yeah, nothing changed about him.
Well, they did take out the lighthearted Batman of the last movie. He wasn't as jokey and
but we still like his interaction with Barry when he goes to recruit him is still the same. I mean, he's still the Bruce that we saw. In,
that scene was pretty much the same. I think.
Yeah, it was exactly. Everything was the same.
Even the joke about being rich, like
so. Yeah. Okay, so here's my thing, right? I going back in episode or two, my concern was that the more human aspects would be lost in this because Snyder doesn't seem to want to focus on that. I am totally recanting that. He did such an amazing job. Like I was enamored with the scene between Alfred and Diana making tea. That was brilliant. That was
really
brilliant.
good.
I loved it. Every character is presented in a much more human way, and I thought that was really very unexpected. I did not expect that.
Yeah, same.
Oh god, yeah, it was so good.
He's just very literal about a lot of stuff, so he doesn't have a whole lot of layers to when he chooses a song or Superman's death cry or call for action that literally goes to everyone to come together. And I'm trying to remember, there's another place where he uses it.
Or when Superman coming back from the dead, telling his mom he has to go find out what's going on, goes, gets a suit, and then takes the time to fly in space and look like Christ in front of the sun.
No,
that just seems a little. I don't know.
No. He's absorbing the sun.
He's powering up. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
He did that in Superman and Lois.
Sunlight comes to Earth.
No, not the good stuff. Not the good stuff. You got to go for the good stuff. And I think even though they don't say it, I think we all know that the black suit is supposed to help him absorb even more of the sun, right?
Well,
I think that was
you got no indication of that.
Yeah,
right. That's what I'm saying. That's
there's
just a comic Easter egg, I think, because I remember in the Death of Superman, the black sun, the black suit helped him heal faster than normal because it would absorb more of the sun and all that.
Yeah, but he's still wearing it in that last scene when he flies off. When Lois is doing her epilogue on the article, he's still wearing the black costume. It's like, no, wear the red and blue. That's what you're known for.
The other one still has a hole in it.
He had when he's walking by to find the black suit, another one opens up with the blue and red suit.
That's a female Kryptonian suit.
No. A new No,
it is. That's the Easter egg confirmation that was Supergirl's pod opened up.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's a female. That's a female Kryptonian suit.
I thought it was a male suit. It was the more.
You can't wear that?
It had pants.
No, they all look jacked. Yeah, no, I was reading online. There's confirmation that was Supergirl's pod opened up on the ship. So
all right, I want a screenshot with examples.
Yeah, I need proof. I need text.
Which explains why Scout Ship would have a suit with the House of L in it, right? Because they're related. She's still part of the House of L, so it makes sense that Scout Ship has the same symbol as Superman. Because they're all from the same family.
Yeah, we've always accepted the story that Superman was sent by himself in a small ship, not that his cousin Caretaker was part of the same ship. And
until we got World's Finest in 2002, when you realized Supergirl was sent before him, but got trapped in the Phantom Zone and they got sent to Earth.
Yeah, but they're always sent separately. What if they were sent together and that's why she's on that, or that's why the costume's on the ship?
Yeah.
Well, and they do emphasize that here because when they go into the ship the first time, remember Barry looks down and sees that dead body in a pod.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's true.
So where was that dead body when the mother box was hit with some Speed Force?
Who knows?
Exactly. Okay, so I just want to go back to Clay's point real quick about the use of slow-mo. I completely agree with him, because can you imagine how much more stunning the scene when they're fighting Soups would have been, as Flash is running around to get him and Soups' eyes just turn to look at him? Like, if he hadn't overused slow-mo, that would have been like, oh crap, you know? Like,
yes.
It just bugs me so much. He relies on slow-mo, I think, as a he's just so much more infatuated with style. He's a lot, over substance.
Style over substance.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get you to sit in this sad moment. That's what it feels like every slow-mo that isn't action. Yeah. It's like sit here in the sadness. And that's it.
Yeah. I think also, and here's, like this movie, like he finally got the go ahead from Warner Brothers to do whatever you want. So he's definitely being very self-indulgent. Like all those slow-mo shots that are not there for reasons, it's just him being self-indulgent. The 4x3, that's just he's giving into all his like whatever he wants to put out there, because whether this is the last thing he does with them or not, nobody could really tell him like, no, don't do this. There was not gonna be any more studio notes. This is his like final freedom moment of like, this is it. This is what I'm giving you. This is Zack Snyder as a filmmaker. Like this is probably all his movies have been building up to this. If I know everybody won't like that, and that's fine, but for the people that appreciate it, like you get the most Zack Snyder for the longest time.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, I have a gripe about the 4.3. I know we talked about this in chat. It's IMAX related. To be clear, and I posted evidence of this. When I watched it, I did not get the discount.
Yeah.
It never showed up for me. So I was just befuddled. I'm like, why is this square shaped, right? When the explanation that you said, Daniel, was that this was IMAX related, that made sense until I think like maybe 30 minutes after we talked about that. There's evidence of this gray cut coming out. So now I call bullshit, right? If he knew this was going to be first experienced on home widescreen displays, why not make it for that experience and then release an IMAX cut later that everyone be like, ooh, I want to go pay to see the IMAX cut. Like,
I'm going to go pay for, I'll go pay to see it.
Right. I mean, I would too, but I want to see it. I don't know. It bugged me so much that this was a square-shaped movie in a world of widescreen displays. It just didn't make sense. It's like, yes, he's being self-indulgent, but he's being self-indulgent in that case in a very anti-audience way, right? It's like, I know you're going to see us on your home TV screen. I don't care. And it just really bugged me much.
He is Gen X. Maybe he thinks people still have those big square TVs.
Someone on Twitter said, I sold my 65-inch widescreen LED and bought this bad boy to watch the Snyder Cut the way it's intended. It's an old square TV set.
Old LED.
Okay, so when WandaVision does it, we're cool with it. But Zack Snyder puts out a 4-hour film in 4x3 and everyone loses their mind.
Hey, again, 4-hour film compared to a 40-minute TV show.
Yeah, part of the storytelling is in that. Part of the storytelling is in that.
Yeah, it is. There is a narrative. There is a diegetic reason for it to be in that format.
Because I almost feel like if you take a 4:3 IMAX film and you have to change it to fit for HBOMax streaming, he already got 70 million. I don't think that they were going to drop some more money to convert it. This way they can honor.
You do, and there's more articles. I'll try to link some stuff. You do lose a lot of the screen when you trim it. Like there's some scenes that are specifically shot for that format, but I agree. I mean, like I said, I'm conceding all these points that this movie is super self-indulgent for the creator. I'm not gonna disagree because that's the truth. That's what we know right from that was the point of calling it the Snyder Cut in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That this is his vision, unimpaired by any mandates from.
This is Zack Snyder's Hudson Hawk. It's every self-indulgent thing Bruce Willis did in Hudson Hawk.
At least Hudson Hawk was a good film.
Oh yeah, I love Hudson Hawk, but when you self-indulge and you make choices that you would other be told that's not probably the best thing to do, you get Hudson Hawk and you get Zack Snyder's Justice League in a weird ratio. But I mean, I would want to see it in IMAX. I mean, I still enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
There are problems.
With an intermission, though, for sure.
It was hard enough watching it 4 hours on my laptop. I don't want to go sit 4 hours in the theater watching this damn film.
I'll watch it with an intermission after part 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You go take a break. I think the pandemic has made my bladder weak because the restroom's so readily available right here. I don't have to hold it anymore.
I'll do it if they open a theater where the seat is just a toilet. I'm in. So
Josh in the theater with his pants down, just going, "Come on, Superman, come on!"
Who are the people that would go to that theater?
Yeah, I don't know that I want that.
You need to at least have like a plastic separator.
It has to be like a drive-in with porta potties that everything's spaced out.
No. See, the key is you never leave your seat, but they have timed bathroom breaks and they just play the Bean scene from Blazing Saddles. So just masks everything.
Well, I think all this toilet humor is a perfect segue into our next character, Aquaman, the king of the ocean. Not that he's shit, but that's where the shit goes. So let's talk about Aquaman.
Definitely a different Aquaman than what was in the first Justice League, and a different Aquaman I felt from the movie.
I didn't feel. I felt like the only character that didn't change was Aquaman.
He feels a lot more distrusting of everyone.
For that extra scene where he goes in and he saves that fisherman. Like they have these two weird intros of Aquaman. You know, like he lives in this like Nordic area and does all this, but it's like at one point all the fishermen and everyone that are in this village are with him, and then when he walks in to save this other guy, everyone's looking at like, who is this guy? It's a very different person in both those scenes.
Also, if I can get a 5-minute chant every time I'm leaving a village, because once again, very self-indulgent, because we heard the whole song from those the Sea Maidens or whatever.
Can I ask a dumb question? Which is my role in the show. Before you
do, unless you're gonna ask about the sniffing the sweater. Because she picks up the sweater and sniffs it.
I forgot about that. I blocked it out.
No.
Okay. Is it in any way established or even canon that Atlantis or where Aquaman lives is in a Nordic region?
No.
Because I'm asking only because I felt like Snyder. The Nordic setting fits his aesthetic, right? You have pale Norwegians in a gritty atmosphere that's always overcast. That's what I want in my film. Why does he not live near the like New Zealand or someplace bright and sunny? I mean, my God, you know.
It has to do with where his dad lives. You know, what I mean, in Aquaman, his dad's like a lighthouse keeper.
Okay.
You know, and Maine, it depends on Maine. So he's going to be on the coast. Like not to say he's not too close to a major city, but it's going to be on the coast, and that's where you kind of get Aquaman. You know,
what fun is it to brood in New Zealand? If you want to brood, it has to be rainy and stormy.
His dad is the third guy from that movie, The Lighthouse, with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe, right? Another 4x3 movie.
That movie is terrible. That movie is terrible.
There was a great tweet that said you link The Lighthouse with Zack Snyder's Justice League because of the 4-3 and because both have aquatic based
and both have Willem Dafoe in them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right.
Which Volko, I like Volko with the top knot, but it makes sense that Volko would not have a top knot when he's in the water, right? So I like Willem Dafoe in this version too. It definitely was setting up Aquaman, and I mean we got that paid off in the movie.
You know, I
What?
have a hard time with William Dafoe because I always see him as two different characters. I either see him as Norman Osborn from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, or I see him as and one of my favorite films of all time is what's his name in Life Aquatic.
Oh,
I
see him in Wild at Heart.
Oh, see, I
see
see him in Shadow of the Vampire.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, you're right about that.
To me, he'll always be the villain from Speed 2 with the leeches in the bathtub.
What?
Speed 2, Cruise Control. Anyways, back to Aquaman. I think Aquaman is definitely the one that's most resistant to join the group or even trust anyone.
But I want to bring up one other thing though. When Bruce goes to meet him and they're inside, there is a completely different tone from that Aquaman to outside talking with Bruce. There's a lot of just tone shifts in these characters that just don't fit, and it almost is like he was trying to fix some things. But some of the other footage just doesn't help it get there.
I'm going to be straight up honest. Yeah. I miss. Like I feel guilty for always saying this, but there's still stuff I enjoy about the 2017 film. I enjoy the scene where basically they're in the jet going to Russia, and he's sitting on top of the lasso, and he's basically bleeding out his own heart about like we're going to die. You're cute. I enjoyed that scene. Like he's still distrustful of Cyborg, but it was still again. I liked the lightheartedness about some of the characters in the 2017 film that we don't get in this new Snyder cut.
Well, there's a lighthearted moment between Flash and Cyborg when they're at the grave digging up Superman's body. Flash says, "Hey, do you think she's into younger guys?" And Cyborg's like, "She's 5,000 years old. Everyone's a younger guy."
Can I just say that there is for me, a genuinely laugh out loud moment that Snyder just nails, which is when they're all preparing to go to fight and you get the classic like A-team, like Aquaman grabs his trident and and then it goes to Flash and he's doing yoga, and I burst out laughing. I was like, that is brilliant. That is really, really good.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about have we talked about Wonder Woman? I don't think we talked about Wonder Woman.
No.
Because and the Amazons too, because they are definitely very different.
Okay,
very great.
I love the quote.
That was much fun.
Whenever you get the first scene with Steppenwolf finds the first mother box, and and the Hippolyta goes like, "Sister, show him your fear," and they all respond, "We have no fear," and she starts throwing everything at him, just. The new suit from Steppenwolf in context looks a lot better than just that one picture we got a month ago.
Yeah.
That was weird, right? Like that looked weird with all the spikes. The suit looks menacing here because it's almost like it's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, he uses it to get rid of the arrows when he flexes. Oh,
when he just flexes, yeah.
Yeah.
But all the Amazons, I love how they look. They were fierce. They just swarmed Steppenwolf and the parademons.
There's like 10 Amazons on him at one time, and I'm like, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
And that entire sequence. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Josh.
Well, I was going to say that entire sequence was great because it also made a lot more sense. In the theatrical cut, it made no sense how you have Steppenwolf beams in on a boom tube. And then the Amazonian response is, let's put these doors down, right? And here it's like, no, the doors going down is the entire freaking thing going into the sea. Like, we are destroying the building. That's what we're doing to protect this, Oh, sorry. Good.
No, yeah, I couldn't remember if the whole thing goes down in the original, in the 2017.
I don't remember it. I think just the doors come down. Yeah,
it makes no sense. The building does not fall into the ocean. Like the fact that whole temple fell into the ocean, killing all the Amazons, was never, seen.
I mean, it is a true sacrifice because they are protecting the box, and then the whole sequence when they're trying to get it away from him makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, the playing keep away with it.
Hippolyta. Well, in the Whedon cut, it's all based on Hippolyta. Here, it is the Amazons, right? Mm-hmm. They are not a culture. They are a community working together to get this thing away. It's not down to one person. I think that's often Whedon's downfall. And I hate to say this, Kyle, goes exactly to what you want from the films, which is making these characters the central heroic focus, right? And one of the things I think Snyder actually gets about this is that like the Amazonians are a community.
Yeah.
The plan works because it's not down to just we're relying on Superman, which that makes me so mad in his cut, right? Here it makes sense. It makes sense why they bring him back.
Yeah.
It's not just Bruce feels bad, right? There is a logical reason for it.
Sad
And I love the fact that and just had to happy. And it makes sense that this team still needed to form because it is Cyborg and Flash working together that fixes things, right? In the Whedon cut, it's like, we just need Superman. Let's just bring back Superman, which means that the entire film makes no sense. Why have Justice League? Just make like Superman 2 with some other guys. Like that's all you need. I mean,
that's like every superhero going, not my problem. That guy.
Well, no, I mean, I know why they brought him because you're fighting an alien menace who's like a god. So you need the upper power to bring him back. I mean, I had no question about that in their 2017 film.
But it makes more sense in this one. I mean, it's really because you have the 4 hours to play it out.
Yeah.
To have weird scenes like you have your heroes digging up a dead body is pretty weird to put your movie.
Yeah.
Then we get the call out to Diana, and we get to see that scene again of the flashback of the original invasion.
The invasion was such a better shot than the original. I like Darkseid being the lead on the fight instead of Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Well, and at this point, I believe, he's still is it Uxas?
No, he's Uxas, not Darkseid yet, but he's leading the attack. But just having him lead the attack against Steppenwolf, and just having all the Atlanteans, the human race, the gods, all of them come in, even the Green Lantern come in. We got so much more of the Green Lantern there. It was just that whole fight scene was so much better than we got in the original 2017 film.
Where's that ring? Where did it go, huh? Where did that ring go? That's what I want to know. But we get to see Zeus. We get to see Ares and Artemis.
You mean Thor?
No, Zeus looked like he came from the workout from the Spartans.
Oh,
I will say a lot of stuff I saw in this film I compared to Endgame, and a lot of moments where they tried to pass the Infinity Gauntlet or the, cubes as they go along. I mean, that was right out of the last battle. There were a lot of moments there I was kind of like, okay, well, you have the advantage of seeing another movie this great and kind of hijacking a few things.
Well, hold on a second. Are you saying the Russo brothers watched the Snyder Cut?
Yeah.
Because this was shot before.
Yeah, they had special access to it.
Yeah, I mean, this was the story that was laid out in this movie until
this was all. So there's a directors like a club of directors of comic book movies that just meet and talk about their movies. Oh, that's cool.
They just screen their director cuts for each other.
Yeah.
I felt like there's a lot. I mean the mother boxes themselves are Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
I mean, for more or less.
MacGuffins.
They're MacGuffins that have to be gotten. I mean, that's the thing.
I mean, we didn't have to see Thor or who is it, Ares use lightning to take out a big crop of their people.
Hey.
I mean, we saw that in Endgame.
Ares should have gone for the head.
Yeah, I mean, we were right there.
Very true.
Blade. I mean, there are a lot of similarities.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so weird.
Can I just say my favorite subtext to the end of that whole scene, because it comes up again later, is humans be dumb, right? So the Atlanteans take a mother box, they prepare it, they keep it under the ocean. The Amazonians take a mother box, they prepare it, they keep it guarded at all times. The humans dig it 5 feet underground. And then what happens at the end? When Cyborg has it, what's he do? He buries it 5 feet under the ground in his mother's grave. I'm just like, what the hell, humans? Come on, guys, do something smart. Jesus.
There is a definite shovel problem in this universe.
Yeah.
They need the shoveler.
The way the Atlanteans forced their box inside that octopus or whatever that was happening. Because that was before Atlantis was fully underwater, right? They mentioned that.
Yeah.
So the fact
that's right.
Yeah, the fact that they still use that octopus, that like I don't know, that was cool. Obviously, how the Amazons forged their box with magic and goodwill or something. I don't know, because it was just the sun shining on it, or something. But then man, obviously they had to cast the box or whatever.
It's like they just gave up halfway through. They're like, "Oh fuck, this is hard. Just put it there." That's fine.
All the humans felt really Lord of the Rings to me, and I'd be like, "Yeah,
they did.
They're probably don't. Yeah, they're probably not the smartest dudes." I mean, one of them is gonna come out saying, "Hey, I found the ring over here."
Right. He takes it off and appears and puts it back on and vanishes, and you're like, "Oh shit, we just crossed the streams."
Did you guys see my ring? I put it on top of this big box y'all had. All right. So then, another thing, like another thing that I loved about Wonder Woman is that, like Kyle mentioned, she's a lot more fierce and savage in this movie than in the 2017 version. I love the line when they're fighting in the tunnel underground and Steppenwolf again, like, "This one's mine." And she just goes like, "I belong to no one."
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
In 2017, we get Flash tripped over and fell on Wonder Woman's boobs. So differences.
Very different.
Which had to be shot with a body double because Gal Gadot refused to do that scene.
Good.
So I think we get a lot more Diana as far as like. I'm not normally a big fan of I'm normally a fan of Batman and Catwoman getting together, but in this version, I would not mind Wonder Woman ending up with Batman.
There were sparks, when
they both
they played that whole thing out in Tim Burton's Justice League.
Yeah, you're right, but I'm still a bad cat. I'm sorry, Kyle.
That's fine. I'm not saying they have to hook up, but there has to be. But I think they need to play that at least the romantic tension at least between those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.